There are over 24 million millionaire households in America right now. That's roughly 1 in every 5 homes. Sounds incredible, right? But here's the part nobody talks about. Most of those millionaires can't actually touch their money. Strip away the house, and the number doesn't just shrink, it collapses. Let me show you what I mean. The average American household now has a net worth of $1.06 million, according to data from the Federal Reserve. For the first time in history, the mean household crossed the 7-figure mark. And on paper, that looks like a nation of millionaires. But paper is all it is for most people. Because when you remove home equity from the equation, only about 6 million people in the entire country still qualify as millionaires. Roughly 75% of America's so-called millionaires lose their status the moment you stop counting the roof over their head. So, what's really going on here? Home equity in this country has nearly doubled since the end of 2019. It went from $19.5 trillion to almost $36 trillion. That $16 trillion gain in just 6 years is more than the total amount of home equity that existed before 2017. Housing prices exploded, and when your home doubles in value, your net worth doubles on paper too. But you can't spend your walls. You can't deposit your kitchen into a brokerage account. Your front porch doesn't pay for groceries. This is the trap, and millions of Americans are sitting right in it without even knowing. Let's zoom in on the barely millionaires, the households with a net worth between $1 million and $2 million. Bloomberg found that 66% of their wealth is locked up in just 2 things: a primary home and retirement accounts. So 2 out of every $3 they own are money they can't freely use. They can't withdraw from retirement accounts without penalties and taxes. They can't sell their house without needing somewhere else to live. They are, in the most frustrating way possible, rich and broke at the same time. The financial industry calls this house rich, cash poor, and it's more common than you think. Picture a couple in their early 60s. They own their home outright. It's worth $750,000. They've got another $250,000 in savings and investments. Technically, they're millionaires. But that $250,000 is all they have to actually live on. If they need $50,000 a year to cover expenses, that money lasts 5 years. Then what? Sell the house? Take on a reverse mortgage? Borrow against the equity they spent decades building? None of those options feel like what being a millionaire is supposed to feel like. Now, contrast that with someone who rents. They have 0 home equity, but they hold $1 million in stocks, bonds, and cash. They can generate income from those investments. They can adjust, pivot, and cover emergencies without touching their living situation. On paper, their net worth is the same as the homeowners. In reality, their financial freedom is on a completely different level. This is why the distinction matters. Net worth tells you what you own minus what you owe. But it doesn't tell you what you can actually do with that money. And the numbers back this up. If you want to see what those numbers really mean, click the link in the description and watch the full video. It breaks everything down in a simple way, so you can see where you stand and what to do next.